Good morning. I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas on this Wednesday, August 13th. Thank you for joining us on our all streaming. First day of school, exciting down in Union County and then also in Hopkins as well. Most of our fog was up north of Interstate 64. And we're also on our social media platforms. We're on Facebook here so I can see the comments. Let's see who's checked in. Rosie, Jeff, Cheyenne. Jeff Miller had about a half-inch of rain, 4,500 hundredths in Sava. Officially, we had a half inch at the airport. We'll look at that in a moment. I'm going to run the heat index forecast because we got after-school programs, whatever you're doing outdoors. That heat index kind of in a range of about 95 to 100. And Jeff Miller's a great spotter. Sava is in western stretches there of Posey County between Mount Vernon and then as you go up towards New Harmony in those locations. So there's a look at the heat index forecast for today. It's going to be trading. Boy, it's going to increase as we go through the weekend. We do have a level 1 threat for some flooding that has thrown western Kentucky in here, and I believe Spencer, and then also as you get into Perry counties. That big bullseye again is down through Chattanooga, northern Georgia. Chattanooga had 6 inches of rain on Tuesday, and first responders had to go out and make water rescues. Chattanooga is susceptible to flooding due to the mountainous terrain there, but 6 inches of rain, normally we'd see that in about a month and a half, but everybody's all right. We have that level 1 threat, covers, as I mentioned, Tell City, back through Rio and Rockport, across all of western Kentucky with these slow-moving storms during that time frame. I'll just scoot the microphone over here. Now, in our headline, we said scattered thunderstorms, but the best chance will be during the afternoon and evening. Now, we had a few warnings yesterday, a few severe thunderstorm warnings, included Vanderburgh County. However, I think we're going to have less in the way of severe storms. And there's that lightning again working over those same areas. So if you're driving down to Atlanta or heading down into Florida, you'll have to watch for some flooded roadways potentially. It doesn't look too bad right now. I'm going to fill in the almanac page. We'll take this full. I'm forecasting a high of about 90. That's slightly above average. You know, our average low now has dropped to 67 as we have limited day. Our days continue to shorten up. And then 99, we had that little mini heat wave back in 2010 during August, in August of that year back in 2010. All right, let's run down our temps. Here's a look at the scorecard. We had 93 yesterday. Will be about 90, but look at those first 5 days in August. They were underneath the average. There's that 51 hundredths in the rain gauge. Not everybody saw rain yesterday, but some areas had up to an inch. You got up towards Ireland and then up towards areas there in Petersburg, points to the east. North of Jasper, some areas had over 1 inch of rain. Let's run down our current temps. Got a few clouds out there right now. As I mentioned, a lot of the fog starting to lift there in Jasper at 72, so you're kind of behind schedule there on temperatures due to the fog. And let's take a look at the Muggy meter. Oh, look, a dew point is 72. That's down 1 from yesterday. We were at 73 for a dew point yesterday. This is from the Climate Prediction Center, slightly above average. This will take us out to the 23rd of August, all the way up to the Saturday, August 23rd. And some of the guidance towards the end of the month as we open up meteorological fall on the first day of September, we're going to be above average. Cloud guidance, some scattered cumulus clouds out there. And we talked maybe a couple of hours where we're going to go mostly cloudy, but I think eventually we'll evolve into partly sunny skies. So there's a look at the cloud charts. Shout out to our friends in Union County. 75, of course, are off to school right now. 86 at lunch. And as you take a look at John Paul II, if you're heading down there, it seems like it was just yesterday I was down speaking to that school there in the month of May, but that's their first day of school there in Morganfield. All right, let's go to the hourlies. We're not expecting much here as far as showers and storms. About 50% of the viewing area was covered with showers and storms yesterday. So down to a 30% chance, might even lower things a little bit. I'll have more coming up at 14 News at 11, then again at noon. There's that flooding threat mainly across western Kentucky as we go into the afternoon and evening. And more of the same on Thursday, down to a 20% chance of isolated showers and storms, kind of very hit and miss. They can unfold anywhere across the viewing area. And the severe weather threats are low. Now we're going to widen it out. Now as we go into Saturday, we're going to have a big dome of heat building here over the weekend. And we could meet the criteria for a heat advisory because the heat index about 102 to 103, Saturday and Sunday. The criteria for a heat advisory is 105 up to 110. The National Weather Service will have the official call on that. It's not going to mature into a major heat wave because in the middle of next week, I'm just using the European model here, we are going to cool down. So if you look on our 14 First Alert weather app, we have the 10-day forecast on there. We are going to work back eventually into the 80s. We're about a week away from that. So there, I have my microphone here. Well, I have to block the 93 is blocked. But anyway, that's into next week. That microphone over there. All right, I can move that. I can do that. Hopefully I won't break anything. There we go. There's that 93 next Tuesday. So solidly above normal. I'll take this full here. Spinning some plates. 90 for this afternoon. Very, very limited. So if you're doing things this weekend, just a 10% chance of a pop-up shower or storm during the afternoon or evening during that time frame. Okay, Laura, first day of school down there in Hopkins County. Have a great first day. My friends there at Jesse Stewart, West Hopkins, Pride, Grapevine, all the fine schools down there, down through Dawson Springs there. And Laura is watching down there in Panther Country in Dawson Springs. And Rosie, all right, first day in White County, Carmi, White County. We had a nice visit over there. I always think of yesterday's drive-in when I go over there and have a visit. All right, good shout out. And then Will, all right, good morning to you. And I see Mitch and Casey are on deck. They're going to have a look at the news. They'll be up here in a moment. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll have more coming up at 14 News at 11, then again at noon.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Hello, good morning, and thanks for joining us here for the news portion of the 8:30 stream show. It is Wednesday, August 13th. I'm Mitch Carter.
And I'm Casey Mason. We're going to recap some headlines from this morning's news here. And, of course, we're keeping the theme this week back to school. Kicking off with Hopkins County. Mitch, I'll let you take this one away.
Let's do it. Of course, more schools in Illinois and Kentucky heading back to class here. Of course, last week was all about Indiana. In Hopkins County here, there are two big accomplishments for leaders that kick off the school year. First up here, Dr. Damon Fleming. Pictured there is the new superintendent for the school district. He took over that spot back in July. And before that, he served as the assistant super since 2021. Dr. Fleming says he is honored, though, to serve in this new role.
That's right, and congrats to him. Meanwhile, Dr. April Devine here, Devine, has been appointed as the new president of the Kentucky Association of School Administrators. We'll pull up her picture here on the screen. Take a look there. This comes as she also serves as Hopkins County Schools Director of Pupil Personnel. CASA leaders say Dr. Devine has served with them since back in 2012 in multiple roles there as well. So congrats to both of them.
A lot of new leadership going on. Meanwhile, Union County students also heading back today, and now there's a new app out there for students and parents. School leaders say it will include a lot of things there, including district news all the way through lunch menus, and they also say new features will roll out as well as the school year gets underway. Officials say students should have an invitation there to download the app in their school email, and parents should as well, or they can simply download it in their app store.
That's right. We are turning to technology, keeping with the times times.
right.
There's an app for everything these days. So, all right. And let's go ahead and talk about some more students returning to school here. We've got even more schools going back today, including John Paul II Catholic School there in Union County. A reminder for students there today is Picture Day. So be sure to put on your best face, you know. Meanwhile, in Illinois, a lot of schools are going back today as well, all across our county. So just make sure that you are checking your school schedule so you don't miss the first day back. That wouldn't be good. Picture Day, let's talk about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, always
You a
had to
fan?
get. No, I'm not a morning person. Well, yeah, I take this job as sunrise anchor here,
Sure.
but I've never been a morning person. And I tell you what, they always wanted to do them right when you first get in, a face still puffy and sleepy, and I'd always end up retaking the picture. And Mom, can we try that again? They'd always have the round of kids that like retook, so I was always one of them. So.
I went through a phase, this is embarrassing, where I thought it was cool to smile with like half your mouth. So there's a 5th grade picture of me out there somewhere. My mom has it where I'm like, hitting one of these. And I begged to retake it, and they said, nope, you took that picture, you got to stick with it.
That's the
So
one
in
you're
our
getting.
house somewhere are 5th grade photos of me smirking at the camera because I was so cool. I had like chapped lips and glasses. It was a tough day for me. Tough year.
It's a rough one. That's
Tough
rough.
year,
I
yeah.
always love to see the progression of hairstyles and just bad decisions. Oh yeah, mine was a lot of interesting choices. I know my husband's got his parents have theirs displayed from year 1 all the way through senior pictures,
Nice.
and it is a fun thing to make fun of when I go to the house. Though, love you, babe. But yeah, mine I love a good Puma shell necklace era. Just
Very
all
nice.
the fun things. So lots of different hair colors and styles over the year. But anyways,
Back to
that's-
school
yeah,
photos.
that's right. A lot of folks tuning in today. I know Byron already got to him saying
Yeah.
good morning to everyone here. Yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and best of luck to everyone out there starting school. I know it's a lot on both students and parents.
No doubt. Absolutely. It's a very busy time of year. We talk about back to school kind of being the Super Bowl here for Sunrise and the extension of that, which is this 8:30 stream show. For those joining us here, got about 20 viewers left. I know most of you are here to see Byron. Thank you for hanging around. We appreciate that. As far as we go here, though, it is 8:41 here, coming up on 8:42 here on your Wednesday.
What is? I know this week is flying. I guess that's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
The week is going by fast. So.
But for us right now, I'm just going to call it. Are you good to go? You got anything
That's
else
right.
you
I
wanna
got
add?
to record a new episode of Aaron Weeks and I just launched a brand new podcast,
you
What's
go.
the Trend? Entertainment show at 14 News. So we're actually going to use this room and record a podcast next. So get out of here, Mitch. I got more work to do.
If you haven't heard it, it's very good. I'm biased, obviously, to my co-anchor here, but it's lots of fun. Aaron's great, too, so it should be cool there. As far as we go here, 8:42 now officially. We burned about 30 seconds there. You guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. We will see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning. Enjoy the day. For those kids back in school, enjoy your first day or your, what would that be, 7th day, something
Yeah,
like
I
that. Stay after it. Enjoy it, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Take
See
care.
you tomorrow.